got a lot of freeloaders in my barn, okay? Not just old horses and old yearlings, but mares that we have to be recips and did not have babies this year. And so this coming year, they're gonna have a job, hopefully, which is to carry babies for other mares. So some of those mares include Willow and Raven and Maggie, and all these mares are what we call open, meaning they are not pregnant at the moment. And so breeding season starts in February for us. And if you'd followed me in previous breeding seasons or foaling seasons, you know that usually I'll add a couple of embryos from outside mares to my foaling season. So I'll, breed my own mares, and I'll have maybe some embryos from my own mares in other recips. But like this coming year, I purchased an embryo from the mare Goody Goody Gumdrops from the mare Marilyn Monroe. And so I thought I would go ahead and tell you the embryos that we're crossing our fingers work out for the 2026 foaling season. So what we will be breeding in 2025. So hopefully Maggie and Raven and Willow and Charlotte will all be carrying babies for mare number 1 is Best Seat in the South. So she is a super accomplished show horse herself. And then her sire is It's a Southern Thing, who I love, crossed with Waylon. So she will be bred to VS Code Red. I will be hopefully having an embryo to put into one of my recips. I should specify that with any embryo transfers, ICSI, all that good stuff, sometimes it doesn't work out. So this is the plan for 2025 breeding season, but obviously if y'all have followed, sometimes it doesn't work out, and sometimes we don't get a baby, sometimes we don't get a pregnancy. So this is just the plan. But Best Seat in the South, I am super excited to see crossed with Waylon. She has already had a foal with him. It was her first foal that sold at the NSBA World Sale this year, and it was absolutely breathtaking. Mare number 2 is Only Blue Couture. She is a phenomenal hunt seat mare, okay? So Only Blue Couture is not only a world champion herself, but she has produced world champions. She is an extremely amazing mare, and crossing her with Waylon, who she's never been crossed with before, I just think has such an incredible potential. So the big mares that I invested in last year as recips are going to come in handy, not only for Trudy and Sophie, but for big mares like Only Blue Couture. Think of the name possibilities. And last but not least, this literally just happened, and I could not be more excited. Waffle House. Waffle House is an incredible mare, world champion, Congress champion, diversely bred to cross with Waylon, VS Code Red. And I just had to ask when I saw that Kristen Gallion bought her for her daughters to show. And so Waffle House, I'm super excited to see a Waffles Waylon baby. Again, the freaking name possibilities, and I just think that you cannot go wrong with that cross. And I'm super excited for this to happen in 2025, hopefully to stick around and have that foal in 2026. So I will say I do have sexed semen with Waylon for my own use. So if it were you, and you had to choose for these mares, a filly or a colt, I would love to know in the comments what your decision would be, because I have to think about that. If I'm just gonna kind of let the odds be ever in my favor and just see what happens, or if I'm gonna try to use sexed semen. So if you had to choose colt, filly for each of these crosses, let me know what you would do in the comments, and I'm just so stoked.